Hey, um, so I'm going to attempt to make some whispering ASMR videos. I've been watching them for about 2-3 years now, and yeah, they've given me so much relaxation and stuff, so I thought I'm going to give it a go. Just going to see how it goes, maybe make 4 or 5 videos and see how they go. I'm going to talk a bit about myself. I haven't got a list of questions or anything, I'm just going to spiel and see how it goes and see what happens. So, obviously from my voice, I'm English. I live just outside of London. I'm 21. I like sports. As you can see, I love video games. They're like basically my life. I'm an actor. I usually do like small productions and things, but I'm looking to try and get a little bit more into it. Planning to start directing some comedy sketches that I've written, so obviously stay posted for those. I'm a typical Englishman. I like my tea, I like my crumpets and all of that lovely stuff. My favourite whisperer would have to be was one of two really. There's Lilium, the one Lilium, formerly Lilium Candidum 27, and the other one who the guy's just phenomenal. I can't remember what his actual channel is now, but he used to be Kenny LBJ. That guy is just phenomenal. I mean, General Whispering's very good. You know, you've got Visual Sounds one. She's very good. You know, you've got so many very good whisperers. But definitely my favourite of those two. Up until towards the end of last year, there was a young whisperer which I was really quite a big fan of. That was Nata Tata. She had such a phenomenal voice, and it used to just put me out like that. I'm not going to click loudly because I don't want to disturb anyone in case they get relaxed by this. I don't really know what constitutes a good whisper video from a bad one, so if anyone has any suggestions, please don't hesitate to put them down. For those of you that I know I'm going to be bound to get loads of hate from these, but just so you know, I will be reading them. Will be blocking you instantly, so there's not really much of a point on that. Back to talking about me. I'm not really a big political person. Sorry. So I don't really deal with the whole religion thing or anything like that. I totally don't want to get involved in that sort of thing. So anyone that says, "Oh, this, that, the other," not political, not into religion, none of that. My favourite sport is football, or the Americans call it soccer, obviously. Been playing that most of my life. What can I say I support? Because again, it's just asking for hate, but I'll just say it's a London club. Pardon me. I do play as well. Up until this year I was playing football, but my team sadly folded due to financial problems. But I did play right back and in goal and on the right side of midfield. I like to think of myself as a nice person. So if anyone ever has any questions they want to ask me, please feel free to ask. You know, I don't take any offence to any sort of criticism, as long as it is genuine criticism, not just someone going, "You're crap," because what can I learn from that? I don't expect everyone to go, "Oh, this guy's brilliant," because at the end of the day, nothing's perfect, ever. There's always something that you could do better. That's my outlook on things. I've only got one tattoo, which is that on my arm. I got that done this year, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a beautiful piece of work. I'm a big fan of comedy. My favourite comedian of all time has to be the late Tommy Cooper. That guy was just the guy was phenomenal. I mean, he could just make anyone laugh. I'm also a fan of the Two Ronnies. For those of you who don't know who the Two Ronnies are, they're a comedy duo formed of Ronnie Barker and Ronnie Corbett. Ronnie Barker, it was like a tall and small combination. It was brilliant. Ronnie Barker was in things like Porridge, Open All Hours, and you know, he worked alongside people like John Cleese. He's worked alongside Spike Milligan, David Jason as well. There's probably the three most big names he's worked with, other than obviously Ronnie Corbett, and they've done so many sketches. I got a few years back, I got the chance to get every single DVD of his collection just after he passed away, and I also got his book, and it's filled with all of these scripts, and at some point I will get around to filming some of those, me and a couple of friends or something, so that'll be quite fun. I'm an avid watcher of sports, comedy shows, anything like that. It's just, I love creative talent. You know, sports is one side of me, and people will often say, "Oh, you can like sports, but you don't like." But it's not like that with me. I like sports. I like acting. I like poetry. I like music. I literally like any type of music. You could name me a type of music, and I can pretty much guarantee right now that I like it. With exceptions, of course. You know, things that are heavily racist or sexist or chauvinistic. I can't comprehend that. I can't get my head around what constitutes that as being released. Then again, you know, that's the way the world is, I suppose. So yeah, looking at I'm just looking around my room, just trying to think if there's anything I want to talk about. Oh, that's the point. Just up there, there's a DVD collection of a TV show called Farscape, and it is probably one of my favourite sci-fi shows ever. I really did enjoy it when it was on the air. So if you ever get a chance, see if you can stream it online somewhere, or if you can see it cheap in a local shop or store or whatever, you have to have a look at it. The budget for special effects was minimal, but the acting was phenomenal. I think I really enjoyed it anyway. It's really quite childish, but I'm a big fan of the wrestling. I know it's fake, what to do, but the athletes, and I will call them athletes, they are in phenomenal shape. And no, they're not on steroids, because if they were on steroids, then they'd be in breach of every single contract laid down by any sporting firm or law. That's beside the point. I just think that some of the entertainment value that you get on TV in the wrestling is just some of the best you'll get anyway, because it is, at times, it is so funny. I remember when I was a kid, there was a storyline, and one of my favourite wrestlers got absolutely destroyed. He got beaten up by 5 or 6 people, and I remember crying to my mum about it the next day, because I was like, I don't want him to be hurt. I just thought it was the scariest thing for me, because obviously he was my hero, to see him get beaten up. It was just it didn't happen yet. I'm currently studying for a degree in performing arts, which is quite cool because my long-term aim is to teach or act. And I'm not using YouTube as an excuse to get into acting in any way, because I don't see it like that. I want to work my way in. There's so many people have got famous on the internet, and then they've got these chances to go and do like TV shows, films, and talk shows. I'm not into that. People will say, if I ever did make it through this and I got offered a contract to do a TV show, so of course I'd take it. It'd be stupid not to, but it is not my intention to come on here and do something like that, because why would I want to do that? So now I'm just going to switch it up from softly spoken to whispering, just to see what people prefer with my voice. One of the things I think that I can offer the ASMR community is that I can do certain accents, and I know myself personally, an accent in whisper is it just sends me off. I love it. I can do American, Russian, South African, and I'll demo them at the end of the video. I'm an avid gamer, as I said. I've got an Xbox, so maybe if you want to have a game with me at some point, send me a message with your game attack and I'll add you. Or message you beforehand, thank you. It is. Don't leave your game attack in the comments section. Send this message to me. If this starts taking off, I'll obviously put my Facebook page, but I will announce it in a video. I would put it up and then, put it in the comment section. I wouldn't do that. I would make a video about it saying, here's the link, appear somewhere. But for now, my videos will be one take, because I don't know how to edit videos right now, so if anyone knows how to do that, please again, send me a message so I've got something there. Maybe we can Skype or something, and then you can teach me through Skype, or if you live locally to me, I'll come up and meet you. We'll do something like that. Because obviously that would be a big help, and obviously in return I'll either pay for the tutorial or I'll credit you the video, or if you want to be involved in the whole sketch filming thing, I'll obviously straight away offer something like that to you. Obviously we'll negotiate terms. Again, if anyone has any recommendations for microphones or ASMR triggers, whisper topics, anything like that, please let me know. I'm just looking down at my account, so it's been going for a while, but I'm thinking I'm going to see how far we can go with this. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. I myself a little bit more, but in a way I sort of think if I did that I wouldn't be who I am today. And to be honest, I'm happy with who I am, and I think that's the message I want to pass on to any more of you. Is that you've got to love who you are, because if you change who you are to fit in with others, you're not going to be happy because you're not being true to yourself. And I know it's very cliche to say that, but you got to look at it from this perspective. For example, I like sports. I absolutely love sports. If, for example, my best friend hated sports, and to fit with him, I decided I'm not going to tell him I love sports. I'm going to lie to him and say, no, I don't like sports either. I'm lying to myself, and I'm never going to be happy because if he's going to start slating sports that I like. So for those who don't know what I refer to when I say slating, it's just like talking negatively about it. Basically, if he was talking negatively about sports I like, I couldn't relate to that conversation, I couldn't be true to that conversation. So whereas he could be having a great time talking about it, I wouldn't. I'm not one of these people that justify football players getting these obscene amounts of wages because it's ridiculous. Who deserves to get £50,000 a week to kick a ball about? Who deserves to get £500,000 a month for kicking a ball about? It's insane. And I personally think if, these football teams took a look at this and said, okay, if we took 30% of, say, the Premier League's players' wages and donated them to charity, you'd be donating millions of pounds a month. And that would make such a huge difference, but they don't see it that way. It's, this player is really good, so we're going to give him this much money. But then there's cases of players who are so good one season, if they'll get sold for an obscene amount of money in the next season, they're just diabolical. And you look at it and you're like, well, you paid £30 million for a player. £30 million for a human being who's going to make mistakes, and now he's got 50,000 fans booing him off the pitch. Look, I've been that fan that's booed him off the pitch, don't get me wrong, I've been there. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but at the end of the day, that player is now going to go a shame spiral, now his career could be over. That's just an example. But again, that's on topic. You'll notice with these ramble videos that I'll do is I will go off topic, I'll go on tangents, and I do hope you'll bear with me, but I just hope the overall essence is you are getting to know me a little bit. I'm just trying to think of things I enjoy doing. I mean, there's so many things I could say. xenophobic. Oh, I'm gonna stop that one there. For some reason I can't seem to do my Russian accent tonight. I do apologise for that. I'll try and do it again. But I just think it's because it's about 2 AM right now, you know. But I'm gonna do my South African accents. I was going down the park the other day, and I met up with my friend John, and my friend John, you'd love him. He's such a nice guy. We met up together, and we went down the pub, and we must have had about 30-40 pints between us, and we were completely drunk, and we were walking home, and we passed this kebab shop, and I was like, I've got to get something to eat, man, I'm so hungry. And we've gone in, and we've ordered our kebabs, and I think I had a drink as well. I can't remember, I was so drunk, and he's given us the price, and I was like, okay, I'll give him my money, and I forgot my wallet, and I was like, wait 1 minute, I've got to go back to the pub to get my wallet. So I ran back to the pub, got my wallet from the barman who luckily picked it up, and I went back to the kebab shop. And my friend had gone, the kebabs had gone, and I was like, where's my friend and where's our food? And they went, oh, he paid and he left. So I called him on his phone, and I said, John, where are you, mate? And he goes, oh, I'm down the alley behind the kebab shop. Sorry, I forgot to text you. So I've come behind the kebab shop, and here he is sitting there, and he's eating all of his kebab, and his pints on the floor. And I said, oh, why is my kebab on the floor, man? And he's gone, I wasn't feeling well. So I picked my kebab up, it was still in the bag, so it was fine. And I've opened it up, and I ate it, and it's a weird thing when you're drunk, you can like eat anything, and it tastes so nice. I don't know if it's just me, but that's how I feel. That's just, I know it's pretty stereotypical, but like, I really do love myself. I really do love South African accents, and if there's any South African whisperers out there, please don't take offence, because that was just me spieling, and that was a real life story, just with South African accent. I do apologise, but I do love your South African accents, guys. I wasn't taking the piss. Yeah, so this is my first whisper video. Obviously, if it gets completely hated, I'll just take it down. So yeah. First person to get my channel name, so BASMR